What about hecklers, Billy? How do you deal with them?
Oh, well, it
Do you
depends.
have fun with them or not?
You know, it just depends on the situation, and depends on the type of heckler they are, because they're two types. There's like the one person. But there's the one type that doesn't really know any better. That just wants some attention.
Yeah.
And their intent isn't bad. They just,
Right.
but then there's the other one that really wants to destroy you, and they don't like you, and they talk about your receding hairline, which I hate.
Right. Is that usually a mean drunk in the audience?
No, it could be anybody. But but we know.
You go right after them?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
And that's the only time. And I'm pretty sure you'll. I don't know if you will or not, but that's the only time that I think it's cool for comics to share like crowd lines. Like, because sometimes you'll have a line that just destroys people, and you see another guy do it, and you go, you know what? If that ever happens, like if I have lines that I've created myself that will just absolutely, no matter who you are, it kills the room. I don't mind if my friends do that line if they get into a pinch. If they have somebody that does something to them that they can't rebound from just based on what they can come up with there.
Billy, you mean I've been out there struggling all these years? I have permission to use that stuff?
In case
I
of
had no
emergency.
idea.
In
I
case
had
of emergency,
permission
any of my heckle lines.
to go Billy D on the audience? I had no idea.
That's
What do you
funny.
say, like what they look like? Kind of like.
Well, I don't know if I could say what I say to a lot of them on TV. Well, there's one that I do. Everybody has the one, I don't go to your job and whatever.
Yeah.
But mine is, I don't go to your job and, mess with you while you go on popcorn, peanuts, cold beer. Now, people get that in sports towns, but in other towns, they're like, what is he? After a while.
I don't get it.
Yeah, but there are
So
other
it doesn't work in Beaumont.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work in Beaumont. But there are others that I do that are pretty mean-spirited. And
they deserve it.
but I reserve that for the people who actually deserve it.
I had a guy on the ship 2 weeks ago. Shows up in a costume.
Yeah, but you're a nice guy though.
Wearing a wig and a blue suit, and he's got a sock puppet on his hand. And he's got a cigarette in the mouth of the sock puppet.
Oh my
Sits
God.
down front by himself at my comedy show on the ship. 5 minutes into it, the puppet, not the guy, the puppet starts to try to tag my jokes. He's not heckling me. He's just trying to add his own funny stuff to the end of my jokes with the sock.
Now, how does that go though?
With the sock puppet. It's like, oh God, I got to think of a bit that I was doing. I don't know, but I'm doing a bit like I'm trying to think of a good one. I don't know. But I do one of my bits,
Was
and
it
I
lamb
say,
chop
I
that
say
was,
something. It was like a
jumping
lamb
in?
chop, yeah.
Did you
And he
respond
said
to
it
the
was
guy or
on
the
screen.
sock puppet?
Well, here's the
I mean,
thing.
was it a light voice, Tommy, or was
No, it was
like
a rah, rah. It was a scruffy sort of like and you were green. Like I was doing a joke about being hungover, and he yells out, and you were green. I'm like, it's really not. You're not helping, right? So I tell the guy, I go, we have rules here. Like you can't. You're disrupting the show. I'm gonna go back to my act. Like, I was really nice the first time, right? But I ignore them. And I figure they're going to work it out. Really, I go back to my act. I say, if you talk again, you're going to have to leave, And I do about 5 minutes, and everything's fine. And then he pipes up again, and I just flip. I lose it. I go off the mic, and I'm talking to the guy like this close to his face, but I'm yelling loud enough that everybody can hear.
Are you talking to the guy or to the puppet?
I'm talking to the guy. And he actually points. He goes, "It's not me. It's the puppet, right?" So at this point, I can't. Like, he's not even sane. I can't deal. I can deal with a drunk girl that wants attention.
Yeah.
I can't deal with a guy that's going, "It's not me. It's the puppet."
Yeah.
So I just said, "Okay, the show stops until you leave," because we don't have any security on the ship. We got nothing.
Right.
Show stops until you leave, and I'm not allowed to go long. And I said, anybody in this room wants this guy to stay, come sit with him. He can stay. So then, of course, everybody on the ship's like, "Nah, you like turn on him, right?" They're like yelling at him, and he walks out with the puppet. Okay. Very next night, those cruisers are getting off. This is the last night of the cruise, and new cruisers are getting on. I'm staying on the same ship. Very next night, I go out on the big stage for the Welcome Aboard shows. There's a band pit in front of me. There's 10 musicians down there that were at my show the night before. I'm just doing 5 minutes for the new cruisers. Clean slate. I'm getting over the sock puppet guy. As soon as I get on stage, the entire band down in the pit has sock puppets. Nobody in the audience can see it. I look down at my buddies, and they're all like,
That's a good story.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it ended nice, but it was not a good story when I was on stage.
Yeah, I'll
with the
bet.
sock
Yeah,
puppet
I know.
guy.